Welcome to the Regional Chamber's 2017 Salute to Business Breakfast. I'm Ted Schmidt, Regional President of PNC Bank and Chairman of the Regional Chamber's Board of Directors. We look forward to this event each year and are honored to continue the tradition of saluting businesses and business leaders in the Valley. We will present 6 awards today to deserving individuals, as well as recognize companies for their longevity in their membership with the Chamber. And in just a couple minutes, we are going to welcome Youngstown State University's head football coach for a preview of the season and officially kick off the 171st Canfield Fair. We'll also introduce you to and hear from the Regional Chamber's Chief Operating Officer, James Dignan, who will succeed Tom Humphreys as President and CEO when Tom retires on December 31st. Before we begin today's program, can we all stand and join in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'd like to begin today's event by introducing our head table. To my far left, Dr. Farina Pau, founder of Avamar Gastroenterology and the Avamar Foundation, and our nonprofit Professional of the Year. Next is Mike S. Senchek and Michael R. Senchek, owners of First Light Home Care and our Entrepreneurs of the Year. Carlton Ingram, business representative of Operating Engineers Local 66, Vice President of the Western Reserve Building and Construction Trades Council, and our Salute to Labor Achievement Award recipient. Rocky DeGennaro, President of the Western Reserve Building and Construction Trade Council and our awards presentation sponsor. And Kim Calvert, Vice President of Marketing and Events at the Regional Chamber. To my immediate right, James Dignan, Chief Operating Officer at the Regional Chamber. Michael Ruley, Director of Operations at Ruley Brothers and our Small Business Person of the Year. Jessica Borgia, Executive Director of the Mahoning Valley Manufacturers Coalition and our Business Advocate of the Year. Mitchell Joseph, Chairman and CEO of Joseph Company International and West Coast Chill, and our Business Professional of the Year. And last but not least, Tom Humphreys, President and CEO of the Regional Chamber. This week is This weekend is always an exciting one for the Valley, and many of us will be attending or following our YSU Penguins this weekend for their first football game of the season against the Pitt Panthers on Saturday. This team will be playing under the direction of head coach Bo Pelini, who, as everybody knows, returned to the Valley 3 years ago to take the helm with the Penguins. So please welcome back Coach Pelini this morning as he's going to give us some insight and some predictions on the season. Coach?
Thank you. First of all, I just want to really thank everybody in this room, all the business leaders, everybody with the Chamber of Commerce, really all the leaders here that are attending and part of this great city, this great valley, for the support. Not only you give the football program and the athletic department, but more importantly, the YSU. You know, I mean, everybody who's been down there, I know President Trestle's here in attendance, but there are phenomenal things going on at Youngstown State right now. All the building that's going on, all the things that really in cooperation with the city of Youngstown that are really doing some great things down there, and none of that would be possible without with the help, the generosity, and really the teamwork that many of the people in this room are a part of. And I know that everybody associated with YSU is proud of the things that are going on, and that wouldn't be at all possible without all the generosity and help of the people in this room. You know, there's a tremendous pride, obviously having grown up here and coming back here, there's a tremendous pride in the valley and the city of Youngstown. And you know, you just look at a turnout like this at a breakfast on a Thursday, you know, in September, or actually late August, September, whenever it is, that when you're a football coach, you don't even know what the heck the date it is. You just know when the game is. But you see that, and it's really a testament to the teamwork and the people in this room and the hard work of this valley. But football-wise, we're excited. I think our guys are sick and tired of hitting each other. They're getting ready to really kick off against the Pitt, on the road in a tough environment. But as a college coach, you learn how. My first 9 years or so, I was in the NFL, and you have some preseason games. You go in college, and there's a lot of unknowns going into the first game. We got a couple new faces here and there. We have really an interesting mix of youth and experience on our football team. I think we have the potential to be a very good football team this year, but we're not there yet. And I don't think anybody is. There's no one out in the country that's a finished product. So, there's a lot of things that you'll learn about your football team, both good and bad in the first game, win or lose. And then you roll up your sleeves, you look at it on Sunday, and you figure out what you need to do to make your football team progress and get better as the year goes on. I think that's why we ended up kind of in the situation we did last year. We progressed. We got better as the season went on. I always say in football, it's not where you start, it's where you finish, and you got to get better every week. And we fully expect to go into Pitt and win a football game. I promise you. But no matter how the game goes, it doesn't change what your job is when you walk in on Sunday morning. I always say, you can't get too high, you can't get too low. You got to stay with the process. You got to look what you're doing. And I feel very confident about our football team as the year goes on, because I believe in the character. I believe in I think the leadership. We lost some leaders last year. I think the leadership is starting to take hold, but it's not there yet. But there's a certain chemistry you got to build with your team as the year goes on, and that's an ongoing process, something you got to work very hard at, and hopefully develop a chemistry like we did a year ago, or like really any championship team has. That you progress, you understand the hard work that's required, and there's a certain commitment, not just to working hard, but to the team aspect of things, to make things go the way you want them to go. Because I can tell you this, not just Saturday, we're going to play a good football team on Saturday, but as the year goes on, we're going to be tested week in and week out. And to do that, we're going to have to get better. We're going to have certain young guys, inexperienced guys come along and mix that with the veterans on our football team. And I think we have the potential to be very good. And the run last year helped us. And I can tell you this, that we get people on our campus now, and which I don't know if it's always been the case here. I always say, YSU, when I grew up, when a lot of us grew up, it was a little bit more of a commuter campus, great place, but it is really, you get people on our campus, and there's no reason why we can't get them to come and commit to YSU. And like I said, I appreciate the support I get, not only from the administration at the university but throughout the community. And it's a team effort, and I'm committed. My coaching staff and really everybody associated with our program is totally committed to putting something on the field each and every week that you all would be proud of. And I don't make a lot of predictions. I know Ted said you're going to get a prediction. You'll never get a prediction out of me, but I will tell you this, that we will play hard. Our kids will play hard, they'll play with passion, and they'll play with the type of commitment that is very reflective of the people of this valley. So I thank you for your support. I hope to see you each and every week for our home games, and as many of you guys can make it on the road. It's really important that you show the pride in our football team and in our valley each and every week. So thank you, and I appreciate your time this morning. Appreciate it. Go Penguins.
Thanks, and I'm predicting it's going to be a great weekend, win or lose. I have the Penguins, so go Pens. I got to reflect back on the last week. There's been a lot of great things going around in the community. Even when you look today, we get great support for this event. For those of you that were able to do the Zach Brown concert up at the university to get 18,000 people downtown Youngstown, followed up by the Panerathon over the weekend, you had 11,000 people. And about 10,000 of those people were walkers, and got to stroll right up through campus. President Tressel, that was a great strategy if it was yours, to lead them up Hazel across Lincoln. Everybody that surrounded me was just amazed of the development and how beautiful the campus now looks, right past Barnes & Noble, past the edge. Kids, my two boys, I want to go to YSU, Dad. I want to go live right here. So those are great feelings, and I think it really is a testament of everybody in this room coming together and getting through adversity and just making this whole valley successful. So thank you. Now we really, I want to help officially kick off this year's Canfield Fair with a warm welcome from the Fair Board President, Andy Frost. Andy?
Thank you and good morning. I was looking at the screen here a little bit ago, and there salute to businesses, and 65 years for some of the businesses. I thought, boy, that's really a long time, and I got thinking, this is our 171st Canfield Fair. So I think that's really something to crow about, because that's been a long time this fair has been in operation, and a first-class event too, by the way. Our theme this year is yesterday, today, and tomorrow. If you stop and think, we have a whole lot of that to live up to at the fair. We work so hard to try to keep the tradition of the fair as it's been for 171 years with our animals. Our fair is really an agricultural fair. The hot saucy sandwiches and all the food came later. So, but there's two different ways to come through the fair. You can come through the fair and go and see the animals, or you can eat your way through. So it doesn't make any, as long as you come out, we're happy. But it's all there for you. It's a great event. We all love our fair. We have 17 directors who just absolutely are dedicated to the fair. We have an office staff, and we have a great maintenance staff at our fair. When you come on the fairgrounds, you're going to see they look better than they've ever looked. I mean, everything is really in nice shape. It's beautiful, and we're very proud of it. So, the other thing I just want to touch on is activities that we're having at the fair. This year we've joined forces with JAC Live to do our entertainment, and I think we've got some shows for you to present to you. Our headliners this year are John Mellencamp, and he's on Sunday night, and that's Countess Maureen Carter, which is June Carter's daughter, is going to be the opening act for him. And then on Monday night, it's starting at 7 o'clock, we have Chris Young, and he has an opening act with Ray Lynn. So he's country western, and John Mellencamp. You know, when they first said, we got John Mellencamp, I said, who's that? I wasn't really sure who that was. And then they said, Jack and Diane. I said, I got it, okay. I remember that song for a long time. And so as I really I pulled them up online. So many of the songs I did recognize. So we've sold a lot of seats for them, and we have seats still left for Mellencamp, and we have seats still left for Chris Young. And so if you come on out, it's going to be a great show. I think the weather's, we put our order in for, George Roman always says sunny and 80, so that's our order. It may not be quite that way, but as long as the rain stays away from us, we're happy with that. We have a lot of other things going on at the fair. We've started something new this year called the Ag Venture. It's a deal where the kids can come in, they get a folder, and they go to, I think it's 11 different stations on the fairgrounds. And what that does, it takes them all around the fairgrounds to see certain things that they may not have seen or don't do. And I think it even includes milking a cow. And that's a pretty big event to a little kid. I mean, or somebody who's never done it before, you know. But at the end of that Ag Venture, they go to Deerfield Farms, and they get a prize. So that's kind of a thing for the kids this year. With something different. Also, in our horse races this year, with our we have 3 days of racing, and the children or the kids from our junior fair will be racing their ponies in between the races. So it's kind of neat that they're going to have to do that. That was a tradition years ago at the fair, and it stopped. But now we're trying to start it up again, so it's the first year for it, so we're really happy about that. But back to our theme, yesterday, today, and tomorrow. As I said, we're trying to preserve the past. We're dealing with many things today that we won't deal with again. Like last year, we had a vice president at our fair and a presidential candidate at our fair. which was a big deal. There was a whole lot going on at the fair with that. We got through it. It was a lot of work, extra work for everybody, but it all turned out well. And but that was a big issue for us last year. This year, we have a capital campaign going on. If any of you don't know yet, we're in a process. We want to build a large building for our junior fair. Its main purpose is to house our junior fair, but we're going to use it for an event center after that's done. And it's going to be right around 80,000 square feet, so it's going to be a big building. That's what we're projecting. So we're out there trying to raise $5 million. And we're working hard at it. I mean, we've accomplished quite a bit so far. We're happy with what we've accomplished. We know we have a ways to go, but that's our goal. We want to make that the exciting spot in the Tri-County area, and I think it will be if we have that. If you look at the fair and everything happens out there all year long, we have the swap meet, the car swap meet, we have the Hot Rod Nationals, we have probably the largest dog show, if not the largest in the country, but close to it. And we have large horse shows out there. So there's so much goes on out there. Our place, our fairgrounds, is a place where we have smiles. Everybody comes there, it's a positive thing. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of reading the Vindicator and listening to the news every day and seeing all the doom and gloom about the Youngstown area. This is all positive stuff. You know, it's great to see smiles on people's face, having a good time, and that's what we are. We're a fair where you don't really have to spend $1 million to come out to the fair. You can pay your entrance to the gate, and it's free fare after that. Our parking's free. We don't charge anything for parking, so we think that we are on the way to making that a year-round complex where the whole area can benefit from it. So we're very happy about that. So there's not much more I can say. They told me I only had a couple minutes, so I probably went over it. But I love the fair, and we all love the fair, and I think you all love the fair. It shows there was 318,000 people there last year, and our goal this year is 400,000. That's a lot of people. We set up a city there for 6 days, and we have city problems. We have EMS problems, we have police problems, we have fire problems, just like anywhere else where there's a large crowd like that, and we handle them all well. So ask it all, please come out to the fair. It's a happy time. Catch one of our shows. Also, I think what I didn't say is on Friday night we have the Demolition Derby, which is usually a sellout. On Saturday night we have our truck and tractor pull, which is also usually a sellout. So it's supposed to be nice weather. Come on out, enjoy the fair, and go Penguins.
Thanks, Andy, and we're glad to have the Fair Board this morning. It's been a tradition for so many families throughout the year, and we're looking forward to another great event, and I'm sure I'll be seeing many of my colleagues out there over the weekend. Our team at PNC is proud to be the sponsor of this event. This is our 8th consecutive year, and we support the Regional Chamber because we really believe in what Tom and his team does in terms of driving economic progress within our community. So again, I want to thank Tom and team for all that you do. We're very, very appreciative. I also want to thank the individuals and businesses of Mahoning Valley that are here today and those that aren't for just the success that they've provided PNC throughout the year. We're having another great year, and we're looking forward to many more good years in the future. So again, thank you. I want to congratulate our award recipients and thank you for all your hard work, your dedication, and your commitment to the Valley. It is through your efforts and the efforts of so many of the people here today in this room that we're making positive changes for the Valley for many, many years to come. I'd also like to welcome back and thank for their long-time sponsorship of the event, and I think it's been 9 years, the Western Reserve Building and Construction Trade Council. We're grateful for their support and the Chamber for all their efforts, and I would like to recognize and thank President Rocky DeGennaro and all the members of the council. I'd also like to extend our appreciation to our Salute to Business partner sponsors, Mahoning Valley Hospital Foundation and Youngstown State University. Events like these would not be possible without your commitment and your generosity. If most of you attended our annual meeting earlier this year, you were among the first to hear that we've made a change in our leadership. Our longtime president and CEO, Tom Humphreys, is going to be retiring at the end of the year after 20 years leading this organization. We also named his successor, James Dignan, who has had a long and decorated career in the Air Force and first came to our valley in 2013 as the commander of the 910th Airlift Wing at the Youngstown Air Reserve Station. 4 years later, James decided that it was time to switch gears, and he joined the Chamber this past June as our Chief Operating Officer. And in just a few months, he will become President and CEO. So please help me welcome James Dignan. James.
Well, thanks. It's good to be back in the Valley. Spent some time in D.C. doing that drive back and forth every Friday night, 5.5 hours, unless it was December or January, going through the snow. Said, I think I've had enough of this back and forth stuff, and the opportunity to come and replace Tom is huge. But I want to go back to something the coach talked about. I look out here in this crowd, what a great crowd we have here. The things that are going on in this valley are amazing. We're growing, we're getting bigger, we're doing amazing things. YSU is just one thing to go look at, what's happening. Valeric, see the other things that are going on in this valley. We have great opportunities here. We're getting bigger, we're getting better. I'm going to steal from John Rossi this term that he used. He calls it Rust Belt chic. It's a coming of age. It's a new age for Youngstown, for the Mahoning Valley. And I'm happy to be here working with all of you to make this the best community to live, learn, work, and play. And I will give a prediction, since Ted couldn't get it out of the coach. I say 31-7. Does that number sound familiar? Against Pitt? We might have beat him the last time. It was 31-7. So we'll take that. I'll be in Pittsburgh to root them on and our Penguins. Speaking of community pride and helping out one another and making our community better, one of our family members, extended family, Valeric, they have over 1,000 employees down in the Houston area. I was in Biloxi when Hurricane Katrina hit. Our family was displaced, as well as about 2/3 of our airmen that were flying in the hurricanes at the time. That was my job, actually, flying in hurricanes. And the devastation, not only from the storm surge, but from the flooding especially, is amazing. Doesn't look like much, but 3 inches of water destroys a house, destroys everything. Tonight, WKBN is putting on a Red Cross drive from 5 to 8, and we'll have Valeric members from the local area manning those phones. And up to $10,000, the Covelli Enterprises is going to match for any of those donations. If you get a chance, talk to Judson and his team. They're volunteering to bring family members up here to the Valley and put them up here in their own homes in many cases to come here and get out of the devastation that is there. And the flooding that happens, even I said 3 inches of water, you'd be amazed. The mold, the mildew, everything is ruined. You're not living in that house for a while. It's going to take some time to recover. So if you have a chance tonight, 5 to 8, check out WKBN, dial in $10, $15, $20, whatever you can do. Reach out to our Red Cross folks and let them know what you can do. Let's show them what the Valley can do and reach out and help the fifth largest city in our country. So I appreciate that. And to leave it on a good note and get ready for Ted and all of our awardees up here, we get we'll just say a round of applause and appreciation for all of the folks that are here participating to put on events like this, Kim and the rest of the Chamber team, and most importantly, to Tom Humphreys and 20 dedicated years with the Chamber. And I can only hope to fill those shoes, but I'm looking forward to working with all you to do that. And thanks, Tom, for all your service. And look forward to working with you because you're not going to really retire. All right, thanks.
Thanks, James. Looking forward to the transition with the next year with you and Tom. And I know we've got a great leader to take us forward, so thank you. Before we move on to our award presentation, I want to recognize a few companies that are really hitting some milestones this year that, and they've made the commitment to call Youngstown their home. But it's also sitting up through the Reed Chamber, the number of companies that supported us for so many years. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to honor some of the companies that have hit a 25-year or more milestone that are in attendance today. To the companies that are here today, in behalf of the staff, board, fellow members, and the entire community, thank them for their support, passion, and contributions. Again, we cannot do what we do in terms of our economic development without that support. So for those in attendance, I'd like them to stand, and as I read their names, please remain standing, and if we could hold our applause until the end, that would be much appreciated. Starting with 60 years of membership, Chemical Bank, their Boardman location. Chemical Bank, if you're here, please stand, and Gasser Chair, if they're here. With 50 years of membership, James & Sons and Sweeney Chevrolet Buick GMC. Hitting the 40-year mark, Bergen Real Estate. 30 years, the Builders Association of Eastern Ohio and Western PA, and Schrodel, Scullin, and Bestick. And with 25 years, the Eastwood Mall, Junior Achievement of the Mahoning Valley, the Village of Lordstown, and Youngstown State University's Williamson College of Business Administration. Please give them a round of applause. For those companies, we do have some certificates for you, so at the close of the event, would you stop by the table and please pick up your awards. Moving on to our awards presentation, I would like to call on the Regional Chamber's Vice President of Marketing and Events, Kim Calvert, and she is going to introduce our 2017 recipients. Kim?
Thank you, Ted. It is my distinct honor to introduce our 2017 recipients this morning. Rocky DeGennaro, Tom Humphreys, and Ted Schmidt will assist with the presentation of each award. And I'd also like to note that commendations have been provided for all of our honorees from Ohio Governor John Kasich, Attorney General Mike DeWine, and U.S. Representative Bill Johnson. We honor our first award recipient, the Business Professional of the Year, for his leadership, innovation, and overwhelming dedication to our valley. Mitchell Joseph founded the Joseph Company International, located in Irvine, California, in 1991, but for his latest venture, he chose to come home. In late 2016, the Joseph Company broke ground for a $20 million chill can technology can filling and distribution center in Youngstown, where Mitchell was born and raised. The chill can concept, which he and his team had worked to develop for 25 years, chills a drink in less than a minute by turning a knob on the can's bottom. The Lower East Side site on Lane Avenue, when finished, will comprise multiple buildings that house plastics, assembly factory, production, East Coast operations, and more. The company will hire more than 250 employees as well. For Mitchell, the site of his new complex is significant, as his great-grandfather founded and operated Star Bottling Company on that very same property from 1921 to 1970. Mitchell is incorporating the site's original brick roads and boulders in his landscaping, thereby retaining the uniqueness and history of the neighborhood. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the screens.
Technology is the self-contained cooling. The Joseph Company has been undertaking this technology for research and development for the last 25 years. I would say it's nice to say that we're the leaders of the industry in self-contained cooling. We specialize in the beverage industry. We're now branching into cosmetics and medical. I was born and raised here, graduated from Youngstown State University, and right over here, just about 100 feet, is where my great-grandfather started Dad's Old-Fashioned Root Beer and Squirt back in 1921. We were thinking about the East Coast expansion. We're in California. Our first pick was Columbus. President Tressel convinced me that this is where I needed to be. This is where the story started. So absolutely, like everything he does, he's 100% correct. We came here, we started acquiring a little bit of property to build the facility on the same exact grounds. It led into 8 city blocks. To be back here after all those years, the company actually closed in 1971 or 72. To be back here is special. I mean, you walk on the same sidewalk and the same street as your great-grandfather, your grandfather, your dad, your uncles. It has special meaning. There's no question about it.
As Mitchell said, he graduated from Youngstown State University with a degree in political science and joined the beverage industry soon after. His expertise has led to global recognition for the technological advancement of the self-chilling can. Mitchell has appeared on 7 global industry magazine covers, signed historic self-chilling licensing agreements with the Pepsi-Cola Company, creating the blue Pepsi can still used today, and with Heineken to create the barrel can, also still used today. And he created the technology with NASA that allowed for astronauts to enjoy cold desserts in outer space. And those accomplishments are just a fraction of a much larger list. Ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate our 2017 Business Professional of the Year, Mr. Mitchell Joseph.
Okay. First of all, I am deeply humbled and honored to accept this award from the Chamber. Thank you, Kimberly, my friend Sarah, been very instrumental in everything that we do. I would like to thank, first of all, some of the people in this room that has really made this happen. First of all, President Tressel and Ellen Tressel, thank you for your support. President Tressel, as always, his vision, his wisdom, but especially his guidance for bringing me back to where it all started, my roots in Youngstown, Ohio. I thank you for that. To the mayor, to Dave Basanich, to Sharon Woodbury, with the city, thank you. I learned a lot about city politics. I'm not sure I'd like to be in that, but it's a little bit different than business. But again, a lot of things look dim at times, but we made it happen, and I want to thank them for their support. I would like to especially thank Deborah Flora and Roger Smith of the Mahoney County Land Bank. An incredible job that they did. You should learn more about what they do. We had 2 pieces of property in the middle of 8 blocks that we could not buy, sell, maneuver on, and through Deborah's wisdom, she made it happen, and that's why the project is where it's at today. I'd like to thank John Panunzio of Perella Panunzio Construction. Anybody that's driven by the site, what you see today is what he's built. He's moved 63,000 metric yards of dirt, and he's telling me that if you covered a football field, you could cover it 29 times. He's dug up 1,400 tires, guns, electrical wires. I mean, you can imagine a 150-year-old city block what he's found. He didn't find any gold, though. But I would also like to give special attention to Ray Bria and M&S. Ray's another one I've learned a lot from with regards to the ins and outs of how the city works. He's become a mentor for me, and very shortly in the next 3 weeks, Ray Bria and the M&S team will arrive into California and see project number 2, which is a vision we have that will light up the city of Youngstown. Thank you, Ray. You know, there's many times that I'm not a person that gets depressed at all, but maybe once or twice a year, something will come around where, you know, you think, am I making the right choice? Did I make the right move? But it doesn't matter if it's morning, noon, or night. I could text, I could email, I could even pick up the phone and call. And she's become a very, very good friend of mine, and I always get a warm, positive response. I'd like to thank Denise DeBartolo York for that. I'd like to congratulate all of our award recipients. We all know what it takes to win, and congratulations to you. A special congratulations to Michael OBrien on his quest for state senator. You know, Mike, I know you're going to make a great senator, but I'm not quite sure if I know who's going to sell the cannolis and the brajol. To the city of Youngstown, let me explain to you what's happening. We are not bringing to you just a beverage company. We are bringing you patented, cutting-edge technology in self-contained cooling that cannot be reproduced or duplicated anywhere in the world. Not in China, not in Japan, not in Korea. Youngstown will soon be known as the home of self-contained cooling, artificial intelligence, as it once was known for steel. In addition to that, hopefully very soon with President Tressel, we'll make an announcement for an internship program with the Youngstown State University and its students, similar to what we do in California with USC and UCLA. These students will come over to the Joseph Beverage Complex. They will visit, they will participate in cutting-edge technology and science, cutting-edge technology and engineering, and specialized equipment, marketing, sales, advertising, and public relations. They will be coming to a new home that will start with 237 people. Thank you.
Thank you, Mitchell, for your significant and ongoing contributions and investment in our community. I understand that you've hinted that your Youngstown complex is just the start of your ideas and plans for the Valley, so we'll eagerly anticipate what's to come. Our next award, Business Advocate of the Year, we present to an individual who has not only had a long-standing relationship with our Valley's workforce, but has achieved numerous successes in that arena as well. Jessica Borgia has served as the Executive Director of the Mahoning Valley Manufacturers Coalition since it formed in 2011. She provides leadership and project management for this industry-led group focused on critical workforce shortages. She has developed relationships with the coalition's educational and workforce partners and shaped the strategic planning for the MVMC. She has given the organization credibility and relevance and has convened, educated, and mobilized the region's key stakeholders to initiate action to prepare, recruit, and retain a workforce that is qualified for the specific needs of the manufacturing industry. After 5 years, the coalition is 90 members strong and has attracted more than $17 million in member dues, grants, and sponsorships, which support efforts to focus on attracting individuals into manufacturing careers and create more opportunities for hands-on apprenticeship. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the screens.
Both of my grandparents, my grandfathers worked in manufacturing and pottery and the steel industry, and my dad worked in the steel industry all of his life. And I see the opportunities that it presents to, provide for a family. I always say it, bought my prom dresses and my wedding dress, and so it really provided for a good living for us. And I've grown up in the region, lived here all my life, and when I see neighbors and friends and people I know on one hand that are looking for jobs and looking for better jobs to support their family, and then I hear and talk to industry who have these great jobs and pay for tuition reimbursement and have great career pathways, that disconnect is something that really drives me. And so it stems from my family ties, but is really bigger than that. Our latest project is working closely with YSU and other partners on a big shared facility in downtown Youngstown to get all of the equipment under one roof and make better use of some of those resources. My goal is to change the perception about manufacturing jobs so that a parent or a grandparent would be more encouraging to a young person who may be considering a job in manufacturing, and ultimately that manufacturers have the skill sets that they need so that they can fulfill their current work but also expand and really grow the economy here in the Mahoning Valley.
Jessica worked with the Oh Wow Children's Center, YWCA, and Office of Senator Sherrod Brown to conceive and implement the Summer Manufacturing Institute, a youth-focused summer camp which has exposed hundreds of young people to manufacturing career pathways over the past 3 years. In addition to her work with the MVMC, Jessica is Executive Vice President at consulting company Thomas P. Miller and Associates and had worked with Mahoning Columbiana Training Association's One Stop program for 10 years prior. The owner, with husband Matt, of Pondy's Restaurant and Bar in Lisbon, earned her MBA from Kent State University and a Bachelor of Science degree in journalism from Ohio University. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in saluting our 2017 Business Advocate of the Year, Mrs. Jessica Borgia.
Well, thanks, Kim, and thanks to the Regional Chamber for this award and for recognizing the work of the Mahoning Valley Manufacturers Coalition. As I hope was evident in some of the remarks in the video, I believe so strongly in the mission of the coalition, and I'm really proud to represent the hard work that has occurred over the years to make the vision, the original vision 6 years ago, of coming together to address common manufacturing workforce opportunities and challenges really come alive. I think back as I was thinking about today, and I think back to those original conversations with our founding manufacturers who came together and all of those who have joined since, who really recognized the need to work differently. They took a risk and they showed really true leadership by coming together. And really, in the process, have demonstrated the power of partnership. So in the beginning, they were engaging their competitors. What? Engaging their competitors to, address the things that they all had in common. But by doing so, they created a common voice, and they've been able to influence change throughout the valley that's really impacting the lives of individuals who are now entering into and advancing along those manufacturing career pathways. They also recognized that they needed to do business differently with education and training providers and other workforce partners throughout the community. And I'm so proud of the response that we've had from those partners, the Career and Technical Centers, Eastern Gateway, YSU, and so many others who have stepped up and been so responsive and great partners as well. So I thank all of them, and I really feel like I share this award with them as well. I'm pleased to say that our members believe that we are moving the needle in getting people to think differently about manufacturing, people into them. I do have the opportunity to talk about the work that we do as I travel across the country, and people are absolutely blown away by the level of collaboration and the amount of impact that we've been able to have here. And that makes me very proud, and I hope you share in what we've been able to accomplish. But the reality is we still have work to do. We still need to continue to engage young people and spread the word about the awesome career opportunities in manufacturing. We still need to bolster enrollment in education and training programs related to manufacturing and send the message that you can be just as proud of your son and daughter for entering a technical training program as if they were going to college. And we still need to keep our fingers on the pulse of the new technologies, the things that are coming down the pike, to make sure that we're equipping those young people with the skill sets that are going to make them competitive and allow them to grow throughout their future. So I want to just, close by saying that when we started this originally 5 or 6 years ago in those initial conversations, we said, this is a community issue. Manufacturing is such a vital part of our regional economy, and I think each of you in this room recognize that. But we still feel that way, and I want to invite you to become part of the mission and contribute to the mission of the Mahoning Valley Manufacturers Coalition in one way or another. So if you happen to be having a conversation with a manufacturer and they are expressing needs related to talent and workforce, I'd encourage you to have them find out more about what it is that we do and become part of the solution. If you yourself might still have some thoughts about the old days of manufacturing, if the first thought that comes to mind is when the steel mills closed, I'd really encourage you to take a peek inside of manufacturers today and see the modern technology, see the exciting developments, and really understand what manufacturing is like today. And then I would encourage you to become an ambassador for us and with us, to encourage your neighbors, your friends, young people, teachers, guidance counselors, to really understand the great jobs and opportunities that manufacturing presents. It's the opportunity to work close to home, the opportunity to advance within their careers and not have big debt as they come out. Our manufacturers will pay for them to continue to go to college and be tuition and get tuition reimbursement. And the opportunity to take pride in making something and pride in really driving our valley and our valley's economy. So I guess I couldn't be recognized as a business advocate without doing a little advocating. So please join me in becoming a manufacturing career pathway ambassador. And thanks again to all of you and to the Regional Chamber for this recognition. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Jessica, for all of your hard work in representing the manufacturing community in our region and bringing awareness to and helping to resolve their critical needs. We appreciate all that you do. We next present our Nonprofit Professional of the Year Award to an impressive individual who has worked tirelessly to help not only those with medical need, but those with financial need. 4 years with the Cleveland Clinic, Dr. Farina Pau moved to Warren in 1992 and opened his own gastroenterology practice a year later. Today, he is not only a renowned gastroenterologist in our region, but a pillar in our community. Born in Beirut, Dr. Nafa came to the States when he was 20 to study at Columbia University and then went on to graduate from the Albert Einstein College of Medicine. While at the Johns Hopkins Hospital for his fellowship, Dr. Nafa also earned a master's degree in computer science from Johns Hopkins University to use in medical applications ranging from artificial intelligence to database design and development. In addition to his love of medicine, he also has a deep love of the arts. At his home in Bezetta Township, Dr. Nafa has created the Catawbas, short for Culture, Arts, and Dining of Bezetta, entertainment pavilion, an amphitheater surrounded by dense woods and a lake. Since 2008, Catawbas has been the annual setting of An Evening Under the Stars, an arts and entertainment fundraiser for Dr. Nafa's Avamar Foundation, which provides the elderly with financial assistance to cover prescription costs. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the screens once again.
I saw a need to help with prescription medication. Oftentimes, elderly people, as well as others, cannot afford to pay for the medications that they need, and oftentimes forego their medications because they have to choose between food and prescription drugs. So, having perceived that need in my practice and become aware of it, this is what I decided to do as a contribution to my community. We started doing the event, the Evening Under the Stars, 10 years ago. The party is a rather elaborate expression of the arts, musical, visual, culinary. It has been a very successful event. Brings in a lot of people from our community and from neighboring communities. And we've been able to raise a fair amount of money every year. I decided to come to Warren because there was an opportunity here, and I thought I'd work here for a few months, maybe a year, to give me time to reflect on the particular direction of my career. And when I came here, I liked it. I liked the people. The people welcomed me, and I found the people of this community to be very warm and friendly. And the physicians of the community convinced me to stay, and I decided you belong where people want you, and I decided this was going to be my home.
In 2016, Dr. Nafa played a role in the Chamber's efforts hosting a memorable event at Catawbas that focused on business attraction and government advocacy. In late 2015, he received a gubernatorial appointment to the Ohio Arts Council, and during his first term, our Valley experienced its most successful year in obtaining funding for cultural gems, Power Auditorium, Stambaugh Auditorium, the Butler, and Packard Music Hall. Ladies and gentlemen, please salute our 2017 Nonprofit Professional of the Year, Dr. Farina Pau.
Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. I cannot tell you how humbled and I am to be honored today and to be with all of you. I never would have dreamed of anything like that happening. As you know, I'm not from this area, and as a matter of circumstance, I ended up coming here about 25 years ago. I thought it would be a matter of a few months. And actually, it took only a few months for me to decide I was going to make this area my home. I love the people so much, and the people welcomed me. And what more do you want? What more do you need in life than people wanting you around and appreciating you? So I didn't know much about business back then. I was young. I was starting my practice, but I learned, and I was helped by the people of this community. 25 years later, I'm still happy I'm here. It's one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life, and I'm glad to say that this is my community. Giving back, helping are wonderful things. But being part of a larger organization which seeks to improve everyone's life is even better. Within a few years of being here, I was introduced to Mr. Humphreys. And after I discovered what the Regional Chamber was doing under his leadership, I was very moved, and I appreciated his dedication, his efforts, and it didn't take me long to ask him if I could be a soldier in his army. I'm very grateful for everything. I think the video told you what I'm about. I have a message for any prospective businesses that might come to our area. If you want to be appreciated, if you want to be loved, if you want to be surrounded by wonderful people, come to our valley. If you want to succeed, if you want to thrive in your business, come to our valley. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nafa, for your impact on so many residents and families in our valley, and best wishes for ongoing success. Our next award was created to honor the spirit of entrepreneurship, and our recipients are a father-son team who are dedicated to providing companion and personal care to those in need and have expanded their services outside of the valley. Mike S. Senchak and son Michael R. Senchak own and operate First Light Home Care of the Valley in Ohio and First Light Home Care of the Treasure Coast in Florida. First Light Home Care provides services for individuals and families needing services such as bathing, hygiene, meal preparation, light housekeeping, transportation, and more. The Ohio operation opened in 2013, serving the Tri-County area. In 2015, the Senchaks purchased an office in Austintown and now have 8 staff and more than 115 caregivers. While the nature of their business is complex, the Senchaks believe that long-term success can only be achieved if one simple guideline is met. Don't just provide care, but care for those they serve, including employees, clients, families, and the community. With a strong model in place, the Senchaks expanded with First Light Home Care of the Treasure Coast in July 2016, serving the counties of St. Lucie and Martin. With people living longer and a desire to stay in their homes as they age, First Light is flourishing in both states. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the screens.
Myself, as well as my family, like many families, have gone through where we have become caregivers for our loved ones. And with my 40 years experience in healthcare, one of the dreams that my son and I always had was to go into business, and we talked about different things through the years. And when we got into some serious discussion, I said, you know, with the way and where I'm at in my life cycle, I really want to stay in an industry that is more tied in or focused on caring for people. We knew that we wanted to have multiple locations. After we had a few years of opening the operation and then getting to become very familiar with the industry, we decided to go to Florida. We did a lot of due diligence down there as far as where we should look, and we wound up in the Treasure Coast area, serving the area between Vero Beach and just a little bit north of West Palm.
Prior to collaborating with his dad, Michael managed software projects for a technology company after graduating from Youngstown State University with a bachelor's degree in business. He oversees Florida operations in Port St. Lucie, where he and wife Kelly moved last year. Mike has more than 40 years of healthcare experience and helped open and operate the Mahoning Valley Hospital, a long-term acute care facility, in 1999. He attained 3 degrees from YSU, maintains active nurse licensure in Ohio and Florida, and is a certified senior advisor. He and wife Jean also have a daughter and 1 grandchild. Ladies and gentlemen, please salute our 2017 Entrepreneurs of the Year, Mr. Mike Senchak and Mr. Michael Senchak.
Well, first of all, we'd like to thank the Chamber for the recognition. They've been very supportive since day one when we opened a little over 4 years ago. So we can't say thank you enough, and encourage any other business to be a part of this chamber. So I also want to congratulate all the other award recipients this morning. I know some of them personally, and it's great to see them get their acknowledgement. So. Also wanted to say a quick thank you to one of the award recipients this morning is Michael Ruley and his family, the Ruleys that are here today. And we've had a long history together. They actually were the first ones to hire me when I got sober just about 10 years ago, and employed me for about 3 years, promoting me, gave me an opportunity to finish my business degree. So I'll be forever grateful for that. So. Thank you. I did a little bit of math this morning. I know, shocking to some of you, but so we have 130 caregivers that work in the field. We have 8 office staff members, and then there's my dad and myself. So by doing the math, I came up with that my dad and I represent about 1.5% of the contribution to this business. And then if you take into consideration my dad's vertical challenges, and I ran an equation with that in there, it actually worked out that we're like less than 1% of the contribution. So, I truly believe this. I try to operate this Ohio location from Florida, and the staff that we have here is just absolutely incredible. If you guys don't mind, I would like for the First Light staff to stand up and give them some recognition. So if you guys would stand up. It's been an absolutely wonderful ride. It's been fantastic to open a business with my dad. It's always been a dream of ours. So thank you again for the recognition, and thank you for the support from my family and friends that are here today. My grandmother, Mary Lou, is here front and center, and my mom as well. So thank you. Have a great morning. Thanks.
Thank you, Mike and Michael, and to your team for all that you're doing in the region to help people and families with significant care needs. We appreciate all that you do in our valley. Our next award, Small Business Person of the Year, we present to a member of a family everyone knows by name since they operate legendary grocery stores in our community. Michael Rulli is the Director of Operations at Rulli Brothers, and with his brother Mark is the third generation to operate the 100-year-old company with stores in Boardman and Austintown. Carrying on the tradition of the first generation of Rulli Brothers that migrated here from Italy and started selling groceries, Michael this year has helped to take the business into its second century of operation and considers himself lucky to be able to provide a basic human need, food. And if you've ever shopped at Rulli's, then you know that it's not just food, but some of the best meats, cheese, and produce around and more at prices that are unmatched and unheard of. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the screens.
I give the attribute to really two different things. Definitely our customers. Our customers have supported us through generation after generation, and that is something that you just can't take for granted. It really is so humbling beyond words. But even more importantly than the customer has definitely been the employees. Our employees are our absolute world. There's no job that our employees won't do, and we just treasure that. We're extremely lucky because we buy off of so many people, hundreds and hundreds of vendors. A lot of these vendors would never talk to someone as small as I am because I'm an extremely small operator in the big scheme of this country's grocery industry. But a lot of these guys, their father or their grandfather or their boss dealt with my father or my grandfather. So we pay their bill very quickly and they pick up the phone. So we're able to have this advantage that most independent grocers will never see. And we also like to operate on an extremely low percentage. So our trick to staying in business is doing as much volume as we can with making as little money as possible, especially when you get involved into the perishables. We operate on probably the lowest percentage of any grocery store in Ohio.
Michael also serves his community as a member of the Latonia School Board. During his term as school board president, he led the district through a financial crisis. He also led the charge to remove a levy from the ballot, which is unheard of in the government realm, and at the same time, the district climbed into the top 100 in the state in the value-added category for school ratings. And of course, you heard the news last week that Michael announced his intention to run for the state senate in 2018 to represent the 33rd district. Michael, who was recognized by the Better Business Bureau with a Torch Award this year, earned 2 degrees in business communication and speech at Emerson College. He and wife Kelly have 2 children. Ladies and gentlemen, please congratulate our Small Business Person of the Year, Mr. Michael Rulli.
So good morning. I know we all have to go back to work, so I'll make this as short as possible. I'd like to start off by sending our prayers and our deepest thoughts to the people of Houston. I wish them all the best, and I hope for a speedy recovery. Also, I want to thank the Chamber from the bottom of my heart for this award. It's humbling beyond words, and I don't really think I could summon the words to explain how I feel, and I hope the Chamber the best success in the future. This is the only life we live, so I like to stay positive. The people out there that know me know that I take every day as a positive step towards just a fulfillment of life. And all of us here had the opportunity to live anywhere in the country we want. We all chose here. This is our home. This is our fabric of who we are, of what we are. And if I have one thought of the day that I can leave all of you with, I was awakened to a fact that came out which led me to drive to run for the state senate. And it was release facts from the U.S. Census Bureau. The greater Mahoning County from 2014 to 2015 lost 5,337 people in population. 2015 to 2016, the greater Mahoning County lost 6,384. If you multiply that times 10 years, that's a pretty big stadium full of people. I feel that everyone in this room can change that culture, can change that. And how we do that is you have to stay positive. I know when I sharpen my pencil and I do large volume and I'm able to have another position open up and create another job, that leads to a different philosophy of living. And what I mean by that is we have the opportunity to change these millennials' way of thinking. You know, if you're going to the best school ever, Youngstown State University, and you graduate, I want to quit celebrating these kids getting jobs in Chicago or Atlanta or New York City. I want to start celebrating when they get a job in Boardman and they tell me they bought a house in Austintown. I want them to be around to see their sisters and their brothers have a wonderful life and be part of our family and not celebrate them moving away. The culture experience that you can have in Youngstown, Ohio is incredible. You're an hour from Pittsburgh, Cleveland, 2.5 hours from Columbus, 5 hours from Philly, 7 hours from New York City, 6 hours from Chicago. Everything you want is here. You live like a millionaire for $50,000 a year in Youngstown, and the people are amazing. They've given me 100 years of business from the bottom of my heart. That's also pretty humbling. I think everyone here that got the award tonight is a prime example of the changing of the culture and the attitude of being a Youngstowner and what that means. It means a lot. And it means that every time you have ability to influence a young person who's thinking about leaving this area, change their mind. Let them know that this is beautiful here. And it is sunny in Youngstown. We had a wonderful summer. This is a perfect place to live. And I really don't know if there's much more I can say about that. When you walk around and you see the wonderful people in Mill Creek Park and all the different things that make this greater Youngstown what it is, it's a good reason to stay here. And you guys are a good reason to stay here. I wish you all of God's blessings and go Penguins. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Michael. We appreciate everything that you do at our Valley, and we wish you the best as well. Our last award of the morning is our Salute to Labor Achievement, and our recipient is always ready to step up to do his part to help grow business in our Valley. Carlton Ingram has been part of the construction industry for nearly 45 years. A career that started with the International Union of Operating Engineers Local 66 would become enriched with many positions held and appointments earned. In 2005, he was promoted as the Youngstown District Dispatcher for the Operating Engineers, and in 2011 became the business representative and part of the Executive Board for Local 66. He serves as chairman to the Youngstown District Advisory Board and as a trustee to the Welfare Fund for the Combined Funds Incorporated for the Operating Engineers. In 2016, he was elected Vice President of the Western Reserve Building Trades by its delegation. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to the screens one final time.
As I like to tell quite a few people, it's a great time to be an operating engineer as well as in the construction trades. It's just that cycle. You have the older membership retiring, so it's definitely a plus. We need new membership coming in. Our apprentices right now, I know we have operators have well over 300 apprentices going through the system, and so that's you know, we're getting ready for the future, and that's what this is all about. You know, really the jobs in the valley. You're just trying to make it better for someone else. You reach a certain, I guess, milestone, and you realize the importance of what you're doing, and so you say, well, why not? People help me. I'm sitting here because people help me. You know, it's not like, you know, just you magically appear, and so why not help someone else? You should. You know, there again, the industry is it's a great career, regardless of whether you're operators or some of the other trades. You know, it's you don't really do this for like I said, for your own attention, as it is just, at least myself, helping others, and that's what it's about.
Carlton, who joined the Regional Chamber's Board of Directors this year, has long supported our business attraction, retention, and expansion efforts and sits on the Economic Development Committee of the board. He is also a member of the Chamber's Grow-Mahoning Valley Infrastructure Partnership and was instrumental in ensuring the group looked at Route 5 in Trumbull County for improvements to accommodate the proposed $4 billion East Coast Ballistic Missile Defense Shield, which is being considered for 3 locations in the U.S., including Camp Ravenna. Carlton is involved with United Way and is a member of the AFL-CIO Community Service Committee. In March, he was appointed a Western Reserve Transit Authority trustee by Youngstown Mayor John McNally. Carlton and his wife of 42 years, Portia, have 3 children and 4 grandchildren. Ladies and gentlemen, please applaud our 2017 Salute to Labor Award recipient, Mr. Carlton Ingram.
Thank you. Obviously here for everyone. But one person, I would not be here if it was not for her. And that's my wife. We've been together, like I said, married 42 years, 3 very successful children. Please, babe. Portia, please stand up. Thank you. Kim said 2 minutes. I think she meant 22, but you know, I wrote this a little bit here, but I'm going to shorten it down. But one thing, on behalf of over 7,000 members of the Operating Engineers, Local 66, I want to personally thank the members, all the members, and obviously Tom and his staff, the colonel's coming in, he's going to do an outstanding job. But one thing I want to get to, just looking around the room, and you don't realize the partnership. But in the trades, we do. And the one phrase that we have is, united we stand. United we stand, the building trades. Please, the building trades here at the table, please stand up. Please, come on guys, stand up. We have all the different trades. 18 trades here in this Western Reserve Building Trades. Western Reserve Building Trades, keep in mind from the business folk, approximately 10,000 members in the 3 counties of Ohio, 2 counties in Mercer and Lawrence. That's quite of economic impact, roughly speaking around $500 million a year in financial impact here into the valley. The trades, we can't do our job without the Builders Association. Kevin Riley and his staff, Howard, please stand up there. We work together with these gentlemen from the contractor side, labor side, we work together hand in hand. Quite a few of the recipients, like I say, we're the construction trades, and quite a few of the recipients here, the Senchaks here, I found out here today, they've used our services. Chilcan here, very good new partners. We have the Vallorac, a legend here in the valley. Oh yeah, I'll get to them. Oh yeah, exactly, and Ruley Brothers. Where's my wife is going after we get done here. The Akron Children's Hospital. These are all very good projects for the building trades. The Lordstown Energy Center, $1 billion project out there. Yesterday we had a meeting with them. You're looking at almost 800 men and women working out there on that project, just past 1 million man hours on that project. The new Boardman Fire Station here. The thing that I want to get to the valley, we've heard a lot of comments here today, but really it's about, say salute to labor. It's a salute to all of us, because all of us have put our labor in, our heart into this into this valley. And it's when I say, Mr. Rulli there, he said it best, he said it, he hit to the point. It's so much, it's not about us, it is about family, our friends, it's about our children, it's about our grandchildren. For those who have children out of the valley, grandchildren, it's about providing jobs, bringing those individuals home, at least having an opportunity to make not just a job, but a career. This is very important. I just want to close there. Again, thank you from the operating engineers, the Western Reserve Building Trades, and let's keep labor and management working together. God bless you. God bless America.
Thank you, Carlton, and it is a joy to work with you and your team. Sitting here reflecting, as I usually do, because as I was asked how long am I prepared for my speech, and if any of you know, I don't know if I get 3 minutes or 20 minutes, so I have to adjust. So sitting there trying to adjust to what can I say in a few minutes. And one of the things that I picked up on this morning, and I started reflecting back on the 20 years I've been here, and I also served as the first chairman of the regional chambers. So I've been at the podium for 20 plus years at this event. And one of the things, and we celebrated the success of all these fine people up here. And looking at that, and if you listen to what they had to say today, every single one of them talked about others, and they talked about this community, and they talked about giving back and leading people that cared about this community. And that's really, really who we are, and that's who we've been. So when I was thinking of what to say, one of the thoughts is, and I always say this, is thank God for you, because you make this organization what it is. Our membership is what drives us, and our board that helps us lead it, and our executive committee that counsels and helps us with strategic planning, and then a staff that really is dedicated to this community. So it's really a whole team effort. The coach started that way, and if I could, Ellen, I don't mean to pick on you, but when Mitchell talked about President Tressel being 100% right all the time, everybody in the room was going, oh yeah, he's 100% right all the time, except Ellen. Nobody could see Ellen. I'm sitting in front of her. She starts to turn her head, and President Tressel gets that little smirk on his face. Really cute. But it is leadership. It really is. Another thing I picked up, if I could pick on President Tressel, and I give you credit for this, and I think you deserve it. When President Tressel was at Ohio State, he says, best damn band in the land. And when we heard the fairground folks talk today, best damn fair in the state of Ohio and in the country. So we have a lot to be proud of. And it's all because of you. It really, truly is. You come together, you make a difference, and we're better as a whole. So it's been a good ride for me. And I really want to thank you. We do have a small event we're trying to plan at the end of November so that we get more time and I get a better chance to say thanks to all of our membership. But thank you. Enjoy the game this weekend. Enjoy the fair. Enjoy your family. And God bless you. Thanks for coming this morning.